There are so many people who are living examples of you don't have to work a job you don't want to. You can get out. You have a group of spiritual ancestors, beings, guides, source, your higher self that is going to catch you when you make that jump. You have nothing to be afraid of. Don't listen to anybody else. They're going to be yapping in your ear saying you need to stay, you need to do this, you need to finish school, you need to go get this degree, you need to go get this job. If your soul is screaming for something else, just even if it's just in the very back of your head, listen to it. Listen to it. I listen to mine. And I haven't clocked into a 9 to 5 in probably 2 years. And I actually can figure some shit out about myself. I can actually sit down and say, why am I smoking every night? Why am I drinking every night? Why am I having problems in my relationship? Why are these dynamics coming up over and over and over again? These are lessons to be learned to heal your nervous system, to feel comfortable in your body, to feel like you get to exist in safety. That's almost impossible to do if you're giving all your time, all your life force energy, all of you to a job. It's not for everybody. And this path isn't for everybody. I was talking to my friend the other day and she was saying how much she loved nursing and she loved being in school all the time and she loved, this and that. If you love it, you love it. Okay? But if you don't stop making excuses like running off of the paradigms of what your parents taught you. Like you've gotta pick yourself up by the bootstraps and you've gotta work hard for money and money doesn't grow on trees and like really sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what is the perception that I have of money? Where did it come from? Do I want to believe that? And is there evidence outside in the world that that's not true? I'm telling you right now, there is. There are people who do not work for money, who allow their nervous system, their energy, their voice, their gifts, their connection to God, their connection to spirit, their connection to themselves, to magnetize the money to them by being in receptive mode, by healing your mother and your feminine wounds to open up your reception. How many feelings are you avoiding? I'm seeing me with the alcohol bottle. There were years, and I mean years, 14 to 26, where I used alcohol as a way to regulate my nervous system, to ground myself. This is just the only thing that I knew because 10 or 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old me didn't have the tools to learn that, but my body wanted to feel it so bad that when I had my first drink of alcohol, I was like, oh, this is that feeling I was wanting. This is that calm, cool, collected. I'm not on edge all the time. I'm not thinking the world's about to get ripped underneath my feet. That's abandonment, baby. That's abandonment. That is an abandonment wound coming up. I'm thinking too much. That is not, nope. I'm not watering anything down. I'm not masking. I'm not doing that. To make someone else feel comfortable, I'm not doing that anymore. There is a reality out there where you do not have to work for money. You do not have to be on edge all the time. You do not have to live in a fight or flight mode. You do not have to live in a paradigm where you don't know where your next meal is coming from, where if your bills are going to be paid. If there is so much more to life. Listen to me. There is so much more to life than paying bills. You are alive. And you are so much more valuable than that dollar bill that you give so much power to. You are a slave to money. And I know because I was a slave to money. I didn't say no when my body wanted to say no. I felt like I didn't have a choice. I felt like I had to stay in situations that did not serve me because I was afraid of not having money. That is bondage. Okay? If you don't feel like you can call out, if you don't feel like you can have a mental health day, if you don't feel like you can listen and tune into your body, if you don't feel like you can say no, it's hard to live in a state of peace, abundance, receptivity if you're in a work dynamic you're not happy in. But just please find time to give into you, to pour into you. You will figure your purpose out. I do work, okay? But I don't do work. You know what I mean? you love what you do and you would do it for free, it doesn't feel like work. If you can get back some of your time in whatever way that looks like for you. Maybe you don't want to take the huge leap and just jump out of your job. Okay. Buy back as much of your time as you can. And if you have to buy it back by buying out some of your habits to stay at home with yourself, do that. But anything that you can do, get some time alone, away from the headphones, okay? Take the headphones out, pause the TV, it's gonna make you uncomfortable. You're gonna realize real fast, I don't like being alone with myself. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna avoid how this feels. This feels really bad. I'm gonna go smoke and I'm gonna go drink and I'm gonna go watch some TV and I'm gonna go listen to a podcast. I'm gonna go call my friend. I'm gonna do anything and everything I can in that little bit of time that I have to myself to avoid myself, because you have to look yourself in the eyes and say, Mother, what are you doing? Wake up. Hey, wake up. You're a human being floating on a rock made of stardust. You're stressing about a bill tomorrow. It's insanity. Wake up. Pour back into you. It's always been you and you. Somewhere in there, you know that. You know that you're more than this body, more than this time, more than this experience. You know you got gifts. You know you can tune into people. You know the energy flows through you. Maybe somebody made you feel bad about it. Maybe somebody put you down when you were younger. Maybe somebody called you some names. Maybe your family wanted to shh you. For that version of you, for little you, and for this version of you, and for your higher self, just get some time back with yourself. Reconnect with you. It's me and you, with you. Reconnect with you. Pour into you. Learn to love you. And then it'll overflow out into the world. But you have to love you first, or you will view everything through the lens of how you see yourself, and it's probably not good right now, baby. If every time you walk by a mirror, you're grabbing on yourself, if every time you're going out in public, you're adjusting yourself to make sure you look okay, if every time a camera comes out, you're because you want to make sure you look skinny, baby, that is not love. You would never look at somebody else that you love and do that. You low-key have been taught to hate yourself. You have been taught to hate yourself. It is so much easier to sell to somebody who hates themselves than to a woman or a man who can say, I love me. I know me. I value me. I'm not afraid anymore. You can't buy me. I'm not a slave to you anymore. I'm not a slave to money anymore. I'm not a slave to jealousy anymore. I'm not a slave to how many years I felt like I had to compare myself to another woman and I thought another woman was competition for me. Do you know how much love and energy and just magnetism I feel in a room full of women? But it's been planted in my seed that we're conniving and we're manipulative and we're this and we're that, and really we're all just a little on edge because we're underneath everything comparing one another to each other. It's just little girls feeling insecure. And I learned that. And I don't say that through judgment or through that lens. I say that as someone who was like, oh, I don't really want to compete with you. You're beautiful. You have a beautiful mind. You have a beautiful physique. You have a beautiful skin tone. You have a beautiful business. You have a beautiful relationship. I don't want to compete with you. I want to be like you. I want to ask you questions and not feel small, not feel insecure. I want to go out with my partner and when a beautiful woman walks by, not flinch, because I don't have to compete with anyone else. Her beauty does not take away from my beauty, and what is meant for me on my journey can't leave me. I can't lose it. It will find me if it's meant for me. I don't have to chase it. I don't have to look. I don't have to be on edge all the time. I don't have to be afraid to drop it and lose it. Because if the situation were to be that, let's say my partner turns around and gets her number and decides not to be with me anymore, thank you for not wasting my time. You have to value your time so much to be able to tap into the version of you that is like, I'm not wasting my time anymore on people who do not value me, respect me, give me encouragement, love me, I didn't see this mirrored growing up because none of us in the family dynamic saw it mirrored. But now that I can do that for myself, it is a new standard, and I'm not doing the other anymore. It don't feel good. I know what that feels like. The constant chatter, I hope a naked woman doesn't come on the screen. I hope someone pretty doesn't walk by. I hope her body doesn't look better than mine. This anxiety of always not being good enough for my partner, and that my partner was going to leave me all the time. And for so long, I put that on him, and I was like, oh, that's him. That's hit because he looks at other women because blah 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 blah. Don't get me wrong, there were things he had to work on, but it was me. It was my self-worth. It was God mirroring to me, hey, you don't value yourself. You don't love yourself yet. And I say that and I want to ruin it because we do love ourselves. We love ourselves to the amount that we are capable of. And I'm telling you, you can love yourself better. Okay? Anytime you're loved by another individual or yourself, it is the most that they can love you right now because it's as deep as they've met themselves. If that is true, meet yourself deeper so that you can meet people who have met themselves deeper, who can show up for you on a deeper level. It's not their fault that they can't meet you there yet. But that doesn't mean you have to stick around for it. And that goes for your parents too. It is not your fault that you have surpassed them in emotional ways. It is not your fault that you had the resources that you had. It is not your fault. But what you can do is you can love yourself deeper and you can be a light and you can be a mirror to them. So that if it does, lay on someone's heart of like, dang, I really like how they live. I really like, they don't seem to work really hard for money. They don't seem to suffer all the time. They don't seem to hate themselves. They seem to enjoy life. I want to be like that. You don't have to force it on anybody. You can just be a light and be a beacon, and the people who want that will naturally rise to you. And the people who don't, you just have to be okay with that. But you don't have to force anything. You don't have to make people come with you. You don't have to you don't have to constantly, it's showing a parental wound right now, and like really holding on to a parent and being like, please just come with me, you hard-headed asshole. But listen, pour into you first. They've got to see it to understand it. Okay, a lot of that generation has to be in their reality to know that it's a possibility for them. That's a gift. Put it in their reality. You can be a gift. Maybe you were the chosen one to wake up, to have the voice, to speak out, to have boundaries, to show the women after you what it means to love yourself, to say no to someone who is putting you down or who is trying to talk over you or who is trying to dim your light or dim your intuition. No, sir. Maybe it's your job to be a friend to yourself so that you can be a friend to other people. To mirror to people what a balanced life looks like. You can do that. You can give that back to yourself. But you can't give it back to yourself if you're only giving to a job, to money, to relationships, to anxiety, to depression, to drugs, to pills. Where do you fit? Where do you fit in that? You first. Pour into you first. Take time to figure who you are out. Take time to listen to your inner child. Take time to play again. When's the last time you played? Really? Think about this. When is the last time you played? Not, I tried to draw and I tried to paint because I used to like that when I was younger. I tried to play the piano. I know I used to do that in church. And you're not trying, but actually playing and enjoying it. You don't try to play. Acting. Coming back on. It's me, it's Rose. Thank you for being brave and putting yourself out there. Thank you for, and even younger me, thank you for holding that shit together for so long. And you did the best that you could with the resources that you had, and I forgive you, and I'm not mad at you. You're not bad. I'm not correcting you because you were bad. I love you. I just want you to have better. is so, 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 so important. Safety is so, 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 so important. It's okay to do, it's okay to be, it's okay to be seen. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I really, really do. I know you love me too. My Kayla, my Wayla, my Bayla, my honey, my bunny, my boo. I will lay here right beside you and guide you. I really do love you. I know you love me too. My baby. You're safe here. You're at home, you're at peace. I am safe, I'm with me.